If you could pick any class and not warrior or barbarian, because God knows how many Vikings we have in the gym, which would it be? Let me know. Boys, we got the bowl. Get it, bowl, get the bowl. The bowl. We've got 3 eggs, 180 grams of 93.7 beef, and some ketchup because a teaspoon of sugar makes the medicine go down. I think Buddy, well, Bud, he's a hound. I think he'd be a bard, even though he can't sing very good. All right, boys, we've got the bowl. 200 grams of Captain Crunch, 16 ounces of Fairlife fat-free milk. And we got Big Spoon to make big food feel like little food, because big food hard to eat with little spoons. So Big Spoon make big food feel like little food. Bottoms up, bottoms out, right, boys? Yahtzee. Boys, we had one of those deadlift days that you're like, oh, everything that we were working on that I was suffering through is coming into fruition. This deadlift day felt like, you know, back in high school when you're hitting on a girl and you're trying really hard. Why not? Sorry about that. Doing some Uber Eats to, I got this guy who comes around a couple times a month. His name is Bill. And every time he shows up, he beats the life out of me and takes all my money. So I gotta make sure that I have enough money so that Bill keeps me alive next time he beats on me. But this deadlift day, it's like every teen boy's fantasy that he's hitting on this girl, the hot chick in your school. Probably her name was Stacy. And obviously that means her mom's got it going on. And her mom comes up to you and is like, hey, yo, boy, I like the way you're treating my daughter. You're treating her nice. You're treating her good. When's your birthday coming up? And you tell her it's coming up in a couple months. A couple months roll around. She gives you a birthday present in a gift bag. And you're like, oh, so thank you so much. And you're sitting there, you're like, oh, how'd she know I liked fishing? She got me this new used tackle box, this fishing set. But you take the tissue paper out, and it's just her panties, and they're absolutely drenched. And you know what that means. You know what that means. It means that Stacy's mom has got more presents for you later. And that's what this deadlift day felt like. Felt like I've been putting in all this work on Stacy. And now that we're deadlifting back on the floor, Stacy's mom, she's in her 40s, so that libido is really, really high, because that's how females work. Is when they're young, their libido is low, but as they get older, their libido increases and their level of experience increases. This 40-year-old chick is the mid-40s. She's going to be teaching you things that you didn't even know existed, and you've been watching countless hours of porn. That's what this deadlift day felt like. 555, 2x4. First rep felt like an empty bar. Second set, every rep felt like an empty bar. The last 3 reps of the first set didn't feel like an empty bar, because you were like, whoa, this is going to be feeling like an empty bar. And then reality hits and you're just like, oh, actually, no, it's not going to feel like an empty bar. And then it did. And then we did 8x1, 465 or 467, because kilos are stupid. The only thing that should measure kilos is cocaine. So we did, I don't know what the kilo conversion is, but 465 was programmed. So we did the closest kilo conversion rounding up. So 8x1, 60 seconds rest. It's one of those cardio days. But usually when I do these cardio days for whatever, for deadlifts, I deadlift, I put it down, I go chalk my hands, or I tally. I use dry erase, so I actually erase a tally from the marks that I have on whatever surface is nearby. I take a drink, I re-chalk my hands, and I go right back in. That's about a minute's worth of time. But today, my gym was scraping the bottom of the barrel when it came to chalk. There was practically none left in either chalk bowl in the gym. So we were like, all right, bite the pillow, we're going in raw. And we put it down, we tallied. Sometimes we took a sip of our carb drink, which is 2.5 scoops of carb powder. My nutritionist recommends Carbolin, but I kind of just pick up whichever carb powder is available at the Vitamin Shop or GNC that I'm going to at the time. And this one I think is raw supplements. It tastes like Tang, and then I throw in a packet of Fruit Punch Crystal Light, like a packet for a single bottle of water, and it's super tasty. I'm just a little worried that it's going to stain my lips red, and I'm going to look a little too pretty for the bears out there. I appreciate you guys, but I don't swing that way. A little bit too much hair for my likings. A bush, completely fine. Both bushes, pretty decent. They were the bounce back after 9/11. George W. brought America back together. Salute to former President Bush. President Bush? I don't remember how there's some sort of like rhetoric when it comes to talking about past presidents and whatnot. But I grew up in Europe, so I don't exactly know what the things are, but I still vote because I get informed on the present things. I don't really look at the past that much. So deadlifts went super phenomenal, and then we moved on to the prone leg adductions. You just with a band around the ankles. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, and superset that with a set of 8 with the goblet squats with a 55-pound. Trying to focus on having the heel pressure a little bit better because we got the heels elevated. We want to pretty much practice doing a good deadlift from not deadlift, squat for our squat days, and really getting our knees out there and getting our pelvis down and close to our ankles, because we want to be working on accessories are stretching under a load, and we've got a lot of lower body, our hips, our glutes, our hamstrings really get beat up when we're deadlifting. So in the active recovery, the stretching under a load, we want to really activate that, which is why when we warm up, we do really light leg press, but we try to get as deep as possible. We kind of go full flaccid in that and let the weight kind of press into us to get a good stretch, almost like a PT would stretch like a basketball player before a game, like getting the glute kind of push thing going on there. So we did the goblet squats and supersetted that with the banded adductions. Really simple, nothing to write home about. And then we finished off with some calves. And a while back, I felt a ping in my pinky toe on my right foot. And ever since while I was sleeping, I stretched my foot out, and instead of Charlie horsing, something pinged in my foot. And ever since, my ankle has been hurting, but it doesn't really affect the way that I squat or deadlift. So I'm like, it really only hurts. It feels like I've got some sort of a bone spur in the side of my foot, which that probably isn't good. But if I get it fixed, it'll mean that I can't train for a while if it is a bone spur and have to get it removed. It means I won't be able to train for a while, and it's not affecting how I train. It's not affecting any of my lifts at all. So it's one of those, when I'm done, I guess I'll get it fixed, if it is what I think it is. If it's not, then whatever. If it's just like my interrupted once again because daddy's got to make some money. But like I was saying, if the pinky toe thing is really an issue, it's something that will get fixed after I'm done lifting, or if it progresses to something worse, which, I mean, that shouldn't happen. It's not really affecting anything right now. Oh, I'm so attractive. So that's how today went. And now we have we're doing Uber Eats. We're doing the graveyard shift, basically, trying to make ends meet. And one of the things on my nutrition plan is after my deadlift day, I'm allowed to have a free meal, a cheat meal. I hate the word cheat meal, because it gives you the idea that a cheat meal is okay, a cheat day is okay. I can cheat on my nutrition plan. It's almost like subliminal messaging for yourself that cheating is okay, and it's not. Cheating is not okay. The only reason you should cheat is if you don't have any other options. If you're out and you're stranded somewhere and you need your food, but there's only like a Burger King, you got to do a little bit of so what? I need 400 grams of rice. I need 8 ounces of chicken. What's the closest thing to that? And that's like 2 original chicken sandwiches with no mayonnaise, and that's and hold the lettuce too. So it's basically bread and chicken. And that'll be close. That'll be pretty close. I did that earlier this week, and I'm justifying my actions. But yeah, we picked up some sushi from the grocery store. Grocery store sushi is underrated. Don't at me on that. I got 25 pieces of sushi, the crunchy combo special from Hannaford's. Hannaford's probably has the best sushi. Grocery store sushi out there, and it's all cooked pieces. I just got to find a time during my day to actually eat it, or during my night, since I am a night worker. Yeah, I'm a night worker, boys. You best believe gig work is real work. Yeah. Anyways, I'll meet you back with the endless thoughts of a human during the wee hours of the night as I do things. Bye. Oh, what's that? Some of the things that I do make me giggle, because you wouldn't ever associate the two of them together. I just ate an entire 25-piece sushi thing in a Burger King drive-thru. I'm so attractive. Has anyone else ever done that before? I think I might be the first. Porn has given us an unrealistic expectation as to what it is to be a delivery driver. But that being said, a lot of the technological advances that have happened in the past, I was going to say 20 years, but it's closer to 30, 40 years. Like think about this. They learned that you can see color on TV, right? Wait, no. They learned that they can shoot boobies on TV. And they're like, I bet if I saw this in color, it'd be better. Came up with color TV. And then they're like, it would be really nice as if we could see these boobies even bigger. So they made TVs bigger. And they're like, you know what? I bet there's a better quality to the picture that we can create. So they advanced TVs for crisper, thinner, more usable, less family space oriented televisions. It's more realistic when you think about cell phones, right? Because for the longest time, all the cell phones, they were big, and then they started to shrink, and they were like, we want cell phones to be as small as possible. And then someone was like, but what if we could watch porn on our cell phones? And now suddenly cell phones are exploding and being massive, as big as possible, and we got the folding cell phones. So before you write porn off for being detriment to society, just look at how much technological advancement has been going on since the birth of porn, and how it has spurred a lot of the technological advance, like Tinder. Now Tinder isn't porn technically, but proximity, being able to match people based on proximity, has led to things like Uber Eats, DoorDash, all stuff like that. Just think about this. Men think with their heads, but sometimes they sync up and they're like, you know what? I want this head to get some action. So let me use this head. And then things like that come out. And then the whole world benefits. So anyways, it's like 2 a.m, and the thoughts that are in my head are not cohesive at all. And I didn't pick up any food because I had some acid reflux from the sushi, and so I don't want to eat anything because eating is stressful. It's hard. Eating's hard. So it's like I pretty much skipped a cheat meal today. Anyways, see you guys tomorrow with the educational or instruction or informative video, I guess. I don't know what to call them. It's just me being like, hey, how do you guys not know this? But it's like, if you teach people about common sense, it's surprising how uncommon common sense is. But to be fair, I've been in this sport for over a decade, and it's like the things I know piled up, and it's almost like things should be common sense, but they're not, because it's just made so much sense to me for so long that I'm like, oh, of course everyone knows this. Of course. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe. If you find your mom's nudes, send them my way. Thanks.